Hey guys, how you doing? Ron here with Tech Tips to Go. In today's video, we're going to go over what happened last night with Coinbase, Bitcoin, my positions, what I did, what I was doing. This is why I stress, if you're new into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, I wasn't as positioned or as ready as I would like to be for this dip. I think we're going to have another dip after the halving. So I don't think there's going to be many more dips. I think we're going to have a slight increase, maybe like 3 to 5%. Then we're going to have a nominal, a pretty decent gain around the halving, and then post halving, I think we're going to experience another dip, and then a continual climb, possible moon later towards the end of the year. But anyways, so I talked about this before in my other video. Is like if you have the money available, not financial advice, don't borrow, don't use your credit card, and don't rack up debt. That's the worst thing, because think about your percentage or your annual percentage on your credit card. If it's like 18, 20, 16%, whatever, how fast can you make that return? Plus, what percentage are you looking to gain in terms of your investment on that altcoin that you're looking at, right? So anyways, what did I do? I wasn't as prepared as I'd like. I probably want to have more money available, but I did be able. I was able to bag a lot of Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP as well, and what else did I bag? More VET. So just to kind of do some upgrading and get more VeChain. I always like to bag VeChain, and sometimes I say like, when is enough of buying VeChain? So the reason why I said like I wasn't ready enough is because I was going to load up more on Monday, and I didn't think that the dip was going to come over the weekend. So I had funds available, but not as much. And what I did is I bagged more Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I knew XRP. So last night I was able to get back into XRP. So if you look at my other videos, I dumped a lot of my XRP to get into more Ethereum and some other coins and more VeChain. So I knew that the market was going to dip, and I was able to rebuy back in at 19 at a lower cost, and I was looking at getting back in exactly at 19. So it was about 22 to 22 and something that I sold my XRP, which is great, because now when I bought back in, I got in at 19. And when I bought Bitcoin, I was hesitant of buying Bitcoin around 9,000 something, but I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to expect a dip, not as low as 7,000, but more around 8,000. And it's good that it happened last night, because I was able to bag a lot of Bitcoin and Ethereum. I did make a kind of bad position last week where I bought Ethereum at 200 something. If I waited until like last night, I could have got into 185, which I got into it like at 184, which is good. So my dollar cost averaging it's going well. So anyways, like what was I doing last night? I was watching a UFC fight. I don't know if you guys are big UFC fans, but I'm a huge UFC, NBA fan. Into cars, sports cars, and all that stuff. But anyways, I was watching the UFC fight, and this is why I talk about it's important, guys. Set up your alerts, because you never know when there's going to be like market manipulation when the whales come in, or those big corporations, and they just start to dump the market, or the miners just start to dump or buy, etc. So you never know when like this dip is going to come, and usually these dips only come like 2 months, 3 months, maybe like a month and a half. So you really have to be prepared, and try not to buy with like the fear of missing out. Like when it's on an increase, never buy like towards that increase. Just wait it out. Wait it out. Make sure you have your alerts on. So last night I was watching the UFC fight. It was actually round 4 or round 3 of the main event. So it was Ferguson versus Gaethje, and it was round 4, and I'm like, oh man, should I like pause this? I couldn't pause it because I was streaming, and I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna skip round 4 just to put my positions and my buys on everything that I wanted, and they all panned out perfectly, except for Coinbase. And Coinbase, you know what, guys, Coinbase, you guys need to fix your stuff. Is it worth losing that many customers because your stuff keeps crashing? Whereas Binance, they were perfectly fine. Payments, everything, not even a glitch. Like I didn't see anything like throughout the whole day. Anyways, that's my rant on Coinbase. It was pretty horrible. Like I know a ton of people that were trying to get on Coinbase, because that's the only market or exchange where they can buy their funds. And when you have these dips, it sucks, right? You know, whether you wanted to do a trade or buy from your debit or your bank account, nothing was accessible. You kept getting like network errors. So, anyways, that's my story. Try and keep funds in Binance, whether it's Binance or Coinbase. Well, not Coinbase because it keeps crashing. Go to another exchange, guys. Anyways, just go to exchange where it's not so crowded and that you're not going to experience these server glitches. So just hop on the forums and see what people are recommending for certain states out there. Like I was talking to VChain Vu, and he mentioned that in Texas it's hard to buy Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, so he has to go through like Coinbase. He can't use Binance, so that's tough for him. But if you're in Canada, you can use Binance. I like to go through Binance through Simplex, and that's it. So just have all your funds in BUSD or USDT, keep it there, so when you want to do a trade, it's ready, available, and accessible when you have these dips. Because sometimes these dips don't last long. The second last dip, Bitcoin went down to 3,800, and I couldn't access it at 3,800. I got some at like 39, but I wish I got more at 38. So those are some of the experiences and problems that you deal with exchanges. But over the years, Binance keeps hiring and fixing their servers and infrastructure, so that's great. And that's why I do keep a majority of my stuff on Binance and my cold wallet, but I just like to keep a lot on Binance so I could kind of do position trading and so on. Yeah, and last, like, guys, I just want to say, I want to give you guys a shout out. Thanks for supporting the channel, man. It means a lot to me. Like, I make these videos for fun and just to kind of talk with you guys, build a community. And I like when you guys comment because I like to respond back to you. So I'm going to give a shout out to you guys. Mr. Lou, shout out. Alex Lynch, I know you comment a lot, so props out to you. Chris K335, what's going on? Thanks for that comment. Appreciate the comments on there. End of Time, Will Goodson. Ennis Theory, what's going on? Mr. Chris, Henriska, yeah, I know you made some comments. I'll respond to that later. AMK, Zion Z, Babe Blader again. Babe Blader, what's up? Going. David Forbes, how's it going? George Flores, Vammy, I know you talked to you on Twitter, you and VChain View. You guys are good. If you guys are looking for great content on Twitter, follow my boy Vammy and VChain View. Who else is out there? Gypsy King, I notice a lot. Michael Spastic, Ben Peters, Giyaku. Who else we got here? Chosen One, R. Williams. Shout out to R. Williams as well. Slick Rick. Slick Rick, I'm going to answer some of your questions about buying properties in the U.S. Because I've got great information. If you're into real estate, guys, if you're in Canada trying to buy into the U.S. and some of your options, good. And then also I've got strategies for buying properties in like Thailand. So that's good. Anyways, who else we got here? James Vibe, Vammy, Fish Corn, what's going on? Tony Vorge, Will K, Barbara Taylor. Barbara, I'll answer your question soon. Brian Kim, what's going on? Seen you comment a couple of times, so I know you're into property and real estate investment too, so props to you. J.A., Seth Easy, Tony Yip, what's going on? Jeremy Jones, Joseph Finn, Gordon Duncan, Taylor, what else I got here? Seth, K.O., Mr. World, Cat the Cat, Touche, Tony Yip, Al Arnold, Chris, African Networks, and James, and Terry Williams again. So anyways, guys, that's it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to post my latest video that I did about cryptocurrency versus real estate. So stay tuned for that one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.